Welcome back to As the Shotgun Turns. I'm Helen.
I am Bryn. And today's episode, we're talking about Season 3. Okay, I'm excited for Season 3 and terrified, okay?
I am excited for Season 3. I'm so excited for Season 3. But it's Xena, Season 3, Episode 1, The Furies.
We technically did want to start at Season 3 doing this rewatch
We did, but we took the time to do the first two seasons. I enjoyed it, and I'm glad we did, because it showed me that Xena was a lot more progressive than I thought. And
yes.
It was a good introduction, but now I want to get into the nitty-gritty of what I remember to see if that says is, as good. Like, the stuff that I really love. My brain still wants to just watch When Fates Collide.
Okay, dude, that's Season 6.
I know, but my brain has a favorite.
Really? No, not your brain. Not a favorite.
It does. It's got one favorite.
And we will discuss why it's a favorite when we get to there. But, oh my goodness.
That's going to be a long time.
This is the episode that finally gives context, as we kept bringing up about Xena being a demigod.
Yes, also tells us where Xena's dad's been.
Yes, because we come across her two brothers, one we never hear from again.
Ever. Or about. Ever.
And the dead one.
Yeah, who we hear about all the time.
So clearly Xena had a favorite.
Yeah, well, that's normal for siblings too, fortunately.
We hear about her mother. And on Gabrielle's side, we hear about her mother and father and sister.
Yeah, and person.
Perdiccas.
Yeah, but I can't, he was, her betrothed.
Yes.
But, not. I don't know. It was very unclear. But that's fine.
So at least we learn also about Xena's father. Not that she was just, immaculately conceived.
Yeah.
Immaculately? Is that the word I want? I don't think that's the word I want. And it starts off very playful. After the Dancing Furies and Ares makes his claim, and the Furies agree with him that due to Xena's crime, she should be both persecuted and mad.
It's fine. We can't see anything.
Okay. So then we come to Xena and Gabrielle, where Xena's madness starts taking into effect.
Yeah.
And we get to see Lucy be very playful.
Yes, playful Lucy is the greatest Lucy.
And she does this so well. There was a scene where she put the pinch on the guy because bounty hunters came. And she fought Goofy And so Gabrielle's like, well, we need to find out what's going on. And Xena's like, I don't think we'll find any information. She's like, well, why don't you put the pinch on him? And she's like, excellent idea, Mavis. And puts the pinch on him and asks the most ridiculous questions.
Monty Python questions.
Well, when you learn you lost
one
your
of them
virginity.
was literally from Monty Python.
What is the capital of Assyria?
That's the one. That's the one from Monty Python.
And that's just a top tier. I fucking loved it.
It was really, really good. Also, it was Lucy's ad lib that added Mavis. That wasn't in the script. So
I thought it was in the script because she called Gabrielle Mavis 3 times.
Nope.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Yeah.
So when they find that they should go to the Temple of the Furies, Xena flips back onto Argo.
Yeah.
Backwards.
While eating an apple.
Yeah. And yells, "Go, horsey!"
And Argo doesn't seem to really be concerned.
No.
He's acting like this is normal behavior.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's not, though.
It's not, but Argo knows that this is still Xena. Clearly.
I mean, it's a magic horse.
She is a magic horse.
She's a magic horse.
So they go off to try to find the Temple of the Furies to figure out what exactly is Xena's crime. And truthfully, if you look back on Xena's life, it could be a multitude of things that
Yeah, apparently the Furies only get, like, particular for certain things. They're weird. I mean, all of the Greek pantheon was a little sus.
A little?
Yeah. I'm evening it out for those that weren't sus, because there were some that weren't at all. But, like, Zeus is enough to make them all look bad. So.
Fair point. We learned that the crime is she never avenged her father's death.
Yes.
Her father's murderer.
Which was a total shock to her, because she didn't know he was dead. So.
Yeah.
She just thought he was off at battle. And just never came back.
Yeah. Just because she thought for years that she might run into him in all her travels.
Yeah.
And Gabrielle, once they learn that they have to go to Amphipolis, which they can't be far from Amphipolis at this point, because Xena got there by foot without, camping.
Well, they camped first. Remember, they did the first night's sleep on the way home.
Right, because Xena went naked into a village.
She went naked into a village. Oh, I think that was on the way to the temple or something when she went naked into the village. Because now I'm not sure. I think you're right about the run home from the temple. So it must have been the naked before in the village must have been before.
Okay.
Temple.
But, yeah.
Naked, threatening a village. Because she was hallucinating things. A little bit.
Just a little. And it's that moment that she had a lucid moment to be like, oh, I'm not doing good.
Yeah.
And Gabrielle took her back to lie down. Sleep it off. That just doesn't work.
It does not work.
And
then that's when they go to the temple. So Xena's running back to her home.
And yet, at the same point, she tries to tie up Gabrielle before she reaches home.
Yes, because she thinks that she might hurt Gabrielle.
Yeah. So even while she is being driven mad by the Furies.
Yeah.
And she's realizing that she's not quite herself, she will do everything to protect her girlfriend.
Yeah.
Dun, dun, dun.
But I mean, she's not her girlfriend because it's the 90s.
Yes. So, and she did really bad at tying her up. So she
wasn't even almost a good job.
She
even
just
Gabrielle was disappointed.
Wrapped vines around, and Gab's just like, what? Okay, and shrugs them off and runs after her. And we get to see Cyrene in this episode, which is exciting. I do always enjoy Xena's mom.
I do too. She's one of my favorites.
And from here we learn Cyrene is the murderer.
Yes.
Because her father came home drunk from the temple one night. Mad.
Yeah, because his shit wasn't going the way he wanted it to. Which, like, what was his deal? Was he just a soldier? Was he a mercenary? What was his deal? Because why is he praying to Ares?
He was just a soldier to Ares. He worshipped the god of war.
Which meant he did some naughty
Shady
things.
He must have been a shady creature.
Yeah, but he was going to sacrifice Xena to Ares to better his luck in whatever way, to make Ares happy.
And so, which would mean Xena would have to kill Cyrene to appease the Furies. However, there's a catch.
Okay, so and the catch is, while Xena's going through all of this, Gabrielle did stay behind and talk to the priest a little bit to find out what happened. And apparently there's another guy who was in a similar situation. His mom had killed the dad, or whatever. But they didn't know if he had gone through with and killed his mom or not. So Gabrielle went in search of this dude, whose name I do not remember.
Ortiz
might be it. Anyway.
They said it like three times quickly and never again mentioned.
Also, Helen's really bad at names.
Yeah, because Bryn's so much better.
You are.
Only because I write them down.
Anyway, she finally does meet this guy, but he's in an asylum. Turns out he did, in fact, kill his mother to avenge his father, but then the Furies punished him because he killed his mother. So they discover really quick that there's no way out.
Yeah. And so Xena refuses to kill Mummy because, well, Cyrene is amazing.
Yeah. So instead she goes to find herself a cliff.
And as she's running to this cliff that just happens to be places.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff conveniently located. That's fine.
She starts hallucinating. Gabrielle was Callisto. She was throwing her sword around at an imaginary dryad. So the hallucinations were becoming quite intense. And as she gets to the cliff, and she's, throwing down her sword and her chakram and getting ready to jump.
Aries
appears.
Aries. And this is my preferred version of Aries. Aries with the, chin length, curly hair, the nice hot, and the Aries. Just like the whole Aries.
Your bisexual is showing, dear.
It'll be worse in a couple of episodes when there's a tango. It's a bad day for me.
Oh, but that's a sexy tango.
I know, but I'm ace, so it's just confusing.
I know. Before she ran away from Cyrene, she had made the quote that she understands life now because she's mad and everything is making sense.
Because nothing makes sense.
Sandy is a veil God's throw over our eyes to not see the truth. That life is a joke. A barroom joke at that.
I mean, that means it's not even a good joke.
Yeah.
You know what? I have had patients say similar things to me, so that's not that far out of the line of possibility. Especially given the time period.
Right?
So
Aries shows up and starts talking to Xena how she should just kill Cyrene and that, well, the gods do throw the veil over our eyes. Life is not meant to be a joke. It's meant to be a joke if you're just going to live through it, but those who take life and mold it to their will. And he starts spouting off his usual Aries nonsense. And Xena's like, you know what? I must be mad because you're making sense.
Yeah.
And he made a comment about how Xena's dad was jealous.
Yeah.
Which
it's still sus. They leave it super ambiguous enough. Just super ambiguous enough.
I do appreciate that, though.
Mm-hmm.
So it makes Xena aware that Aries wants Xena crazy because a crazy Xena is more susceptible to his way of thinking.
Yeah.
And
you're not wrong.
Once she gets the guarantee that the Furies will watch her kill her mom and she will be okay again. Because he's like, but how will the Furies know? Oh, they'll know. But how will the Furies know? It's a God thing. How will they know?
She takes a full out temper tantrum.
Yeah.
Like, just full out.
Screaming in his
And
face.
then he's like, fine, I'll get them. She's like, good. I'll go get Mom.
Yeah,
Just cheery as all fuck.
And as she marches along and waving her arms, and oh my goodness, Lucy plays this almost too well.
She's talking to her arm. Because her arm was getting out of control.
It's like, you're not listening. You're not.
Yeah. The arm was doing whatever it wanted to do. It wasn't listening.
I love her.
Yeah.
It does.
Lucy is highly underused for comedy.
Yeah. As we were watching this play out, Helen made an observation about Lucy's hair. Or Xena's hair. Because it gets frizzier and more...
It gets frizzier and bigger. It gets bigger.
It gets bigger when she's more loss of mind.
Yes.
As she gets crazier and crazier, her hair gets crazier and crazier. And when she has a lucid moment, her hair goes completely normal again.
It does. It just magic. Magic sanity from the Furies makes hair go down.
So then they have it where Cyrene is laid out on the temple table. I almost said desk.
The altar. It's called an altar.
Thank you.
Okay.
So she's laid out on the temple altar, chained up.
Yep.
Oh crap, before they got there, Xena grabbed Cyrene and then asked her about her conception.
Yes.
This is a kid's show.
Right, and she asked if it was good.
Yeah. The night that happened, was it good?
And then Cyrene has the nerve to fucking answer. This is a children's show.
Well, she did try to start off saying, I'm not talking about that with you.
She did.
And she's like, you brought me into this world. I better know how it happened.
Yeah.
She was like, fine. Your father magically came home from war one day.
And yes, it was good.
It's like, so it was another little piece of the puzzle that got put together in Xena's scrambled mind.
Yeah, she's doing this while crazy. Which is another thing that just adds to the probably a demigod thing.
Yeah. So it's all stacking up just too neatly.
And I do get how, like, one of the quotes Xena did say is I'm crazy, not stupid. So she could put it together, but everybody treated her as though she was stupid.
Yes. Which, annoyingly, in reality, we do that.
Yeah. But it's kind of... When did Gabrielle come in, and what did she do?
Oh, she came in as Xena was about to stab Cyrene.
Right.
And she was like, wait, stop. And Ares grabs her, covers her mouth, and she's like, that's the only way to shut her up sometimes.
Yeah.
And when Xena asked her to say the thing, do the bard thing.
Yeah, do the bard. Oh, for fuck's sakes, the bard thing.
Oh, where Gabrielle breaks free, or pries free, whatever, shakes Ares off of her to be like, it's been said that Ares would visit the wives of his soldiers.
Yeah, while they were away at battle. And I mean, and then she's like, okay, and Mom, tell him about how Dad came home. How that happened. She's like, he just randomly came home one day and then was gone the next day. So everybody was then sus. Like,
and Ares was no help to himself in that one either.
He didn't deny it.
Not
he tried
once.
to gaslight them.
You
he
can't
didn't
believe
say
this.
no. Exactly. You're not gonna believe this.
I mean,
are
she's
you?
crazy. I'm crazy, not stupid.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Even after she beats him,
Mm-hmm.
He still will not deny it. He's just like, you don't really believe that, do you? Like, never confirmed. Never confirmed.
No, because this is exactly how it ended up happening. She's like, listen, I can prove it. If I'm a god or a demigod or half god, she said, if I'm half god, I can hold my own in a fight with Daddy.
Yep.
And her calling Ares Daddy.
There's an auto-cry.
Yep. So Ares and Xena start fighting, and the choreography just got 10 times better in this season right away.
It did. Apparently this episode is actually a carryover from last season. Like, it was one of the ones at the end of last season. But only, like, they filmed 24, but only aired 22. For some reason. I don't know. But that's what I read in the trivias.
Interesting.
I mean,
Good.
Google didn't even want to put it as the number one episode, so.
No, Google actually put this episode as the end of season 3.
Yeah.
And Helen and I both went, that's not true. We know the end of season 3 very well. Thank you, Google.
It's because season 3, episode 1 is like the only season starter that I enjoy or it's the last one I enjoy. All the other ones are really awful. And not like in a bad, like the episodes are bad way, in a... Why? This is not a good way to start a season.
Trauma.
It's really hard. Although we do get Alti in season 4, and I like Alti.
Oh, man.
But I might not like Alti as an adult. We'll see how it goes.
Yeah, we will. But yeah, so after the end, he's like, do you believe this? It doesn't matter what I believe. They believed it, which means I got my mind back. Ha ha ha.
You're gonna get in trouble with the gods. I've been in the outs with the family before. And I mean, like, it's true because in like 3 more episodes, he's going at it with Dayhawk, so.
Oh, that's soon. I don't know if I'm ready for all of this.
I'm not, because it also comes with a lot of cringe-worthy memories.
Oh.
So, like...
This is what happens when you're best friends with each other when you're watching Xena, and then you make sure you watch Xena together, or if not together, as soon as you watch it, you call and talk about it.
Yeah, and you're both huge nerds, and dramatic as fuck. You know what? It was the 90s were interesting because we didn't have the internet to do all the things it does now.
I didn't have the internet to be like, am I gay? How do you know if you're gay, Tess? I had to figure that shit out on my own.
Oh, man. What was the disclaimer?
The disclaimer was Xena Sandy was not harmed during the production of this motion picture. The Furies, however, will be opening their own lap dancing variety show off Broadway soon.
Alrighty then.
Yeah, I had to double check. I'm like, off. Because, yeah.
It was good.
So,
it was good. It was as good as I remembered it. I loved it.
Solid episode. I would definitely rate it up at an 8.5 even.
Easy.
I forgot that was a good...
I don't know what that was. She showed me something in the dark and from far away. Oh, our son made us a note in the book. He told me about it too. He's like, wait, I made you a note. I was like, I know, honey. We saw it.
Kid is too precious.
We saw it, buddy. Thank you so much for leaving us a note in our book.
So cute. So the next episode will be season 3.
Episode 2. Been there, done that.
I'm so excited. It's a fun episode.
I know.
We are going to have a lot of fun episodes this season because we get a lot of trauma episodes this season.
So much sadness. So much drama.
So it's like the first 2 episodes are nice,
so much
fun.
Singing.
So much, like, fun, upbeat, this is a good time episode. drama. Because then it's what, the debt?
After the Dayhawk thing, because we get the Deliverer. I think it's been there, done that, and then I think there's one more, and then it's the Deliverer.
No.
Which is when we get the start, and then there's hope, and then I think there's a funny episode, and then there's the debt. And it's just like, you know,
That's right.
A buffer would have been nice. Because that was a lot of information, and we get another batch of information, and then we have like 2 episodes of funny, and then we get
the musical.
We get Maternal Instincts, The Bittersweet, One Against an Army.
Oh dear God.
Going over here.
Oh.
This is where my tea is located. One Against an Army is a horrible episode for me. I do not like it.
I know you don't like it.
Well, I mean, I like it, but...
Yes. For the record, if you had listened to previous podcasts, One Against an Army is one of the episodes that can make her cry. Depending on the mood she's in.
I mean, it would be pretty hard to get me into a bad mood for that episode, so... Actually, that would probably make it worse.
Yeah.
Yeah. I have issues, but they're weird ones.
It makes sense to me.
Anyway, thanks so much for joining us, and we'll see you next time.
Remember, you can find us on our socials as the shock turns. And I keep trying to remember about TikTok so we can get 1,000 followers and go live while we do one of these things.
I would like to do that, hopefully before the musical, but I think that's kind of pushing it. But maybe we can. Maybe we can. But we are on TikTok. We are everywhere. And you can always email us at astheshockroomturns. We're nice people. I'm weird, but mostly nice.
It's true.
Yeah.
So, hope to see you next time.